Cancer, it is Mercury retrograde time. Are you ready? Let's see what the cards have in store. All right. What you need to hear from the universe, this Mercury retrograde, Cancer. The world is yours. Okay. So there, I feel like it might be a rather dynamic Mercury retrograde for you, Cancer. New doorways of opportunity opening up, old ones even possibly. So be careful, about which. It almost feels like, pardon the, those pop up where you just kind of pop. I don't know, pop. I don't want to go there. I was like, that's just so violent. Never mind. I was thinking about those, a little mole that pops up from the hole. So surprises. I feel a lot of possibility, potential, a lot of development for, I suppose, if you have been holding space, waiting for some answers, waiting for certain elements to integrate so that they can make sense to you. I don't know what this means, but for whatever reason, I just have to say it. This is going to be that time for you, Cancer, to just sort of embrace your hard work, embrace all of your efforts, embrace the fact that I almost want to say, you don't really have to do anything more than what you're doing right now. At least just for this particular Mercury retrograde cycle, take a step back. And it's almost like, if you could zoom out, go to outer space a little bit and look at the world. It's almost like I'm seeing us outer space. We're seeing the earth. You're going to give the earth a big old hug. I feel like the earth just, there's so much possibility, potential. I feel like this world of gratitude opening up for you, Cancer, a world of appreciation, a world of, if you've really been doing a lot of inner work, soul searching, shadow work, all that stuff especially, I feel like you're gonna, you should feel like kind of squeaky clean and new or whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? There should be some, like many, rather, doorways, and you will feel the energy even if it doesn't come through as actual like life experiences. You'll feel this influx of a new world, a new day, a new dawning coming through. Okay, so if you've been waiting for it, if you've been holding out for it, I hope this is that affirmation. Okay, what will, and validation, what will this Mercury retrograde bring into your awareness? Oof. 10 of Wands. It isn't so bad, because you want to know why the 10 of Wands with this burden energy ain't so bad, Cancer? When Mercury retrograde brings burden and conflict spiritually into your awareness, it makes you aware of what's really worth carrying anymore. That's why I see this relief. That's why I felt like shiny and new. Kind of like a hermit crab where you've outgrown your shell. You are a crab, Cancer. Remember that. So when you've outgrown experiences, people, burdens, crap that's just not yours, baby. Let it go. So that's what this Mercury is going to bring into your awareness. All the stuff, the karmic, because Wands, that's fire, life force. And when we're dealing with this, what the universe, is trying, when you need to hear from the universe, is look at the bigger picture. Look at the beauty. Don't look at the caca. Don't look at that. Don't look at the stuff that's just not. I mean, who wants to? Look at this. This is like an eye. This is an eye. Look how beautiful that is. If they look, any eye color you want, baby. Which eye color do you want? Let's change your eye color every single day. And then you're like, but I can't help look. Would you really want to keep looking at this? Seriously, there's a whole new world. So it's lovely because once your biocircuitry is activated to this rainbow prism of beauty, of life, of how it really feels to feel good, to feel healed, to feel freed from all that trauma stuff of the past that you've been working so diligently and hard on, you're going to see those people that are still carrying it around, and don't feel bad. Set yourself free from it. That's why this world showed up at your center, baby, because it's your time. okay? Let it go. The 10 is the endings of cycle, the endings of carrying burdens and conflict. And this is in a past position anyway, so just drop it, okay? We'll set it on fire too, so that you won't even have to think about it, all right? All right. We use it as a bonfire to light up the night sky, celebrating your name. What you need to hear, or rather, excuse me, what you might need to revisit this Mercury retrograde. Oh, goodness. Oh my gosh, Cancer. I cannot, I'm just like celebrating you, my love. I'm just like, at this. Judgment. Back to the Zen space. Okay, breakthroughs. Karmic. Second chances. Rebirth. Look, what did I tell you about leaving that crap in the shadows, baby? Do I really even need to say more? Look, 10, the 2 X's and the I. And I'm saying this with purpose. I know it's a 10 and a 10, okay? I'm just saying it with the reason. The X, because X marks the spot, okay? So we're leaving the past behind and we're starting these new cycles, like the wings, okay? And it's even like you're going to be flying through that portal, that new bird's eye view. You're going to have a much clearer, there's something happening. This retrograde is going to be fixing stuff that you wish were fixed, the vision that you wish you had. It is coming through, baby. You know, that new you that you've been working so hard, that shell that you've been just desperately trying to shake off and shed because it gets stuck. It gets funky, right? Boom. This Mercury retrograde got to be busting on through. You might need to revisit, okay, because this is a revisitation card. Remember, it's your choice. It's your choice. It's your choice. It's your choice to keep looking at that or not. Break through. Break on through to the other side. I wrote something about this previously, but I'm hearing now. Break on through. Break through. Leave it. It's okay. Be that light. Don't worry about the people that you really, really love. Oh, the bleeding. Huh? Let them catch up. Let them grow. Let them grow. You know, enabling, it just hinders everybody. So bust out. Be that light be the light so they know where to go. There's all kinds of lights out there. They're not all true. Be a true light by doing what you're meant to do here for you, okay? Don't get distracted by that other stuff. Advice for a smooth retrograde, 2 of Cups. See? Focus on the love, baby, because I'm like, okay, so if we're not looking at that in the past anymore, what are we looking at? These wings, this wholeness, this love, that sacred union within, babe. If you've been having struggles in your external partnerships, great. Things have been figured out. Maybe you're seeing in your own partnerships, I see that person and where their struggles are. I know better now how to effectively be there for them, love them, and, vice versa. I'm able to tell them how I can be loved, where I need to be loved. And it's okay. If it's just not symbiotic, we can let it go and allow for whatever's meant to be, and it's okay. But, okay, because this is advice for a smooth retrograde, it's again focusing on that love. So coming from that space, which I know is true to Cancers anyway. I grew up surrounded by y'all, okay? Can't escape me. I see you. So with this 2 of Cups energy, if you're not feeling the love outside, go back to the love inside, because that shell, baby, it's rebuilding. And remember, there's all kinds of different crab energies, mollusk energies, and so forth. So you can pick and choose your housing, okay? What type of break, what type of soul vacation are you craving? New beginnings, new visions of love, or messages, connections, okay? With the Son of Cups, I think it's like you yourself are ready to stop having those really draining emotional conversations, is what I'm getting. Because the Son of Cups, I see it as moving on, new conversations, something exciting, going to the well, being, you know what I mean, filling the cup. Ooh, what's in the well today? Like, I see you excited about life, even if it's like love, so having new cycles, whether it's about the love that you have with yourself, the self-love relationship with others, with a particular spouse, a loved one, whatnot, you're ready to just leave the past in the past. It's going to be a little bit of a test because it's choice, and that's how we rebuild. That's how we transform. It's how we make those shifts and those changes stick, right? And we get this just as we are from childhood, having to learn new things and make those changes stick, in those first time experiences. So you're going to have this space of focus with the Son of Cups, okay? and just kind of having lighter conversations. You know, don't even talk if you don't want to, but just kind of avoiding those more complex, you know, people that just kind of want to dump all their stuff out. It's like, okay, bye. I'm going toward the love. Oh, that was so beautiful. See, even the wings flying. I'm flying away. Bye. So, with all that being said, Cancer darling, if you would like to take a deeper look into how this Mercury retrograde might play out for you, please do not hesitate. Check out the link in our bio. Visit us, girlinnermoon.com, and take care. Have a beautiful and blessed Mercury retrograde, okay? Leo, it's Mercury retrograde time. I know, right? Let's see. Are you ready to see what Mercury retrograde with the cards have in store? What messages? All right. What you need to hear from the universe this Mercury retrograde, Leo. The High Priestess. Okay. Veransters. I love that it starts off with this, you know, that feline energy, true to your core of that nature, Leo. But what I'm loving is this is that sacred feminine high priestess aspect, which is to be inward, to maybe close off a little bit more, start to trust your senses, deepen your own self-discipline, and not pouncing at this, that, da, da, da. There may be a number of flashing, glittering, beautiful, sparkling things out there. Look at all the sparklies. I don't know, Leo. I know, right? Look at all the sparklies, the glitteries. But remember what they say about fool's gold. And with the energy of this high priestess, the tigress, the massiveness of this energy, think of your own massiveness. You're a fixed fire sign, Leo. It's very draining to have to go pouncing after this, that, the other thing. And that's just true to the core of your fixed sign element. And so the self-discipline of holding that fire rather than the sun, solar aspect, the lunar, that more core, the intuition here with those higher, there's a blue flame of fire. You know that, right? That hot, you know, conserve your energy. This retrograde is what I'm getting big time. Okay. Let yourself be in a receptive space. Let yourself, allow for your psychic antenna and awareness to be attuned. This is going to be a moment of refinement, a moment of really preparing you for those next levels when we cycle out of Mercury retrograde, because when that happens, you're going to be ready to fire off. I just can feel it. I feel it. So it's kind of one of those things where, you know, save up your energy here and now. It's like going into that little low-key hibernation, not full-on hibernation, but just energy reserve mode. Because you know things might be a little bit kooky out there right now, and like a lot of air energy firing up. So you're not gonna like, you know, you'd burn out, right? So don't be putting your thoughts and ideas all over the place, because you'll get drained. You know, like even as much as it might be tempting to be like, hey, just like go into meditation, self-discipline. Okay. All right. What will this Mercury retrograde bring into your awareness? The psychic vision. Focus on the psychic vision. Two of Wands, the fire. The real aspect of, okay, right now, you might not even have the energy to, like I said, to be pouncing after this, that, the other thing. So it's about sharpening the vision for the future. What are you, like, based on where you are at, based on what your, you know, psychic antenna is attuning to, where do you see yourself sort of going? Where do you see your own creative energies, artistic energies, psychic, life force in terms of what's exciting you, what's really calling to your passion, speaking to your flavor palettes of life, so to speak, that direction. So it's going to give you that time. Okay, I've really enjoyed this, that, or the other thing at this point in my life, and now maybe I'm ready for a new vision, right? A new creative vision, a new experience. I'm cycled out of those old behaviors and so forth. So let's see. Okay. So again, what will this bring to your awareness? What the future has to offer. And there might be like a very wide expanse of, directional experiences. Okay. What might you need to revisit this Mercury retrograde? The Tower, breakthroughs, shifts in your perspective. Look at the two and the two lightning bolts. Okay. And the fact that when I see lightning bolts and I think of the mind, that electric charge happening, this is the night element, of the void, being struck with consciousness, you might get a lot of subconscious psychic details, stuff that maybe comes through in your sleep, and or just sudden really good epiphany type ideas. Write it down if that's the case. Again, what you're going to need to revisit potentially with this Tower energy, I just hear, I don't know why, but it's about being ready to make sudden changes, or just being prepared for the changes that you've been holding out for, Leo. I feel like that's why this High Priestess energy is coming into play, where it's saying, don't worry, as a hunter, that is part of the self-discipline, is knowing, you want to just run after every single little thing, like for, you know what I mean? That you want to go after the big game, so to speak, not, because it's like going to be worth your effort and time, And so with this Tower, I almost feel like, where can you not cut out what's not serving you? But if there's, it has something to do with reevaluating where you currently are, not being afraid to make some adjustments on the direction that you thought you were going in. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's what this is giving you. When you're going to have these options, it's like, well, it doesn't have to be just this one direction. Because what it means is there could be like a few directions that you could go in. That's where I was going back to with this Two of Wands. So with the Tower... Sorry about that, babe. I guess it's about seeing, because as fixed signs, like, oh, it's really hard. Like, you get the tunnel vision sometimes. But it's like, where could you know by now. And sometimes it's nice when you have those, when you're going to have to start a fire, you're going to have to snap some branches, right? So where are there some ideas that maybe you've had some fixed energy on that could be just in making these adjustments, in sort of having these little breakthroughs? Like, for example, if you have a company, right, and you've been doing the same thing, and you just add this one thing on, and it changes the way that your company functions all day. And man, your sales growth just goes through the roof after this one change. There's a shift in consciousness. So go back. It's about looking at your vision in what you see that's ahead for yourself, what you want ahead for yourself. My goodness, I'm all over the place here. And reevaluating your direction, understanding that it's okay to change directions. It's okay to make sudden changes to the plan if it's not adding up to your desired trajectory, okay? It's okay to just readjust. That's why you're taking this time to be quiet and not say anything. All right, I really have to get through that one to be like, okay, they got something big here to say. All right, advice for a smooth Mercury retrograde. 5 of Wands. Okay, what did I say about breaking things up? Starting, it's like I see sometimes a 5 of Wands. It's not just practice makes perfect. I sometimes, if you do have a new vision that you're looking toward, you got to start somewhere, right? And because we're looking at reevaluating things, adjustments, okay, really taking a look at, there's a future I'm working toward. Is it lining up with maybe these other possibility potentials that I'm starting to see developing before me? Okay, and if I see these opportunities, right, because we have the two, we're seeing the track, these are, if you think about it, potentially going to be these, you know what I mean, to stack on that track, right? So it's like, okay, what are we going to prioritize? What are we going to build? What is that vision going to look like? Okay, so again, advice for a smooth Mercury retrograde: give yourself the time to be in a draft mode, you know, rather than expecting a finished product. This is a time for you to really focus on where do you see that future vision going. Start playing with the elements and things so that you can get ready. Like when Mercury does go direct, that's when all of, you know, that stuff starts to kind of come into play, right? So this is going to be your time to practice, to do your draft stuff, you know what I mean, to have that kind of like downtime and like perfect where the greater vision is sort of really heading toward, again, post retrograde. Okay, so what sort of vacation downtime is your soul craving? 10 of Pentacles, I love it. Fulfillment on the home in the materialistic sense, I love it. So 10 of Pentacles with that earth element, the home element, these rainbow energies that I'm seeing, I really love this. Really just enjoying, and with this high priestess in that space of, you can see that she doesn't really need anything. She kind of like has everything that she needs, and it's really about moving when she needs to move, you know, and whenever it really strikes her, to be honest. So in this Mercury retrograde, I feel like it'll be good for you to, you know, get out a little bit. You don't have to leave the home, like, you know, just, but move your energy a little bit because of the physicality. And then when I'm seeing the rainbow elements, at least if you're going to be a homebody, definitely like stretch, you know, move about, move things around in the home. Really spend that time appreciating your home environment, appreciating your wealth, your accumulated wealth, the wealth that you're building in your life, and that you're, again, what's going to be adding on to the experience, where you're taking this experience from this point, knowing that it's only going to grow. It will, and it will go with you. This feeling of satisfaction, this feeling of fulfillment, of, you know, being able to really embrace all the hard work and effort that you've done, that you can just sort of like breathe and sit there like, okay, yeah, everything's taken care of. I don't have to stress or worry about this, that, the other thing, you know? So this retrograde might see you still sort of pushing through a little bit to get to this completion, because this is the kind of breaker down time that your soul is craving. But, you know, don't hesitate to take those breaks as needed. Don't stop working, because, you know, there will still be things to be done. There are still going to be things to adjust, because, again, it is about honoring the here and now. And obviously there's still some stuff in motion getting ready to come into play for you, Leo. So, you know, I almost feel like saying get ready, because even though this is a moment to sort of just relax, enjoy your abundance and all that good stuff, there's also, I feel, some telltale signs for changes that are going to be taking place once again, as I mentioned earlier, when Mercury goes direct. So all that being said, if you'd like to take a deeper look into how Mercury retrograde will be affecting you personally, please go ahead, visit the link in our bio. Check us out, girlundermoon.com. But otherwise, have a beautiful and blessed Mercury retrograde, Leo. Take care. Virgo, it's Mercury retrograde time. Let's see what's in store, shall we? All right, what you need to hear from the universe this Mercury retrograde, Virgo. The Lovers. I love this for you, Virgo. So this is going to be a time to really, I feel, honor your self-care, honor the self-love. If you are especially being drawn to, you know, take a look in the mirror and not, in the negative sense, but really appreciate yourself. Like, wow, I'm really good looking, just stuff like that. There's harmony and balance overall that's coming in. And I get this sense of self-fulfillment, self-appreciation, this acknowledgement of who you really are from the inside out. Because more than anything, Virgo, the lovers is a symbol of sacred union from the inside out. It's that sacred harmony, the sixth energy, harmony, union, balance, and so forth from the inside out, the inner feminine and inner masculine aspects. Okay. And so part of, again, the message from the universe, this Mercury retrograde with the lovers is, where can you be that best friend to yourself? Where can you be that lover to yourself in terms of, really stepping up and either putting those brakes on, boundaries with yourself, and saying, okay, we don't need to be eating more of this, or we don't need to be hanging out with those kinds of people. And then the parts like, yes, we should be hanging out with those kinds of people, or doing those kinds of things, or eating those kinds of foods. I don't mean to be so basic, but just those little examples, those little ways, which all add up in such massive ways, right? To how we can honor being in that relationship with ourselves. Are they just, everything is about being in a relationship with the self, loving yourself, and all that good stuff. And so more than anything, I feel like if you're feeling vulnerable, if you're in that space where it's just, a lot of questions or self-doubts, the universe is coming through this Mercury retrograde to help soften and really kind of boost up that sort of spiritual energy. And so I hope you feel that. Okay, Virgo? Now, what will this Mercury retrograde bring into your awareness? Strength. Look at these strong cards for you, Virgo. So, your ability to stay focused, self-disciplined, even if your current reality is just like a drain or a challenge. What I'm seeing is strength. Having faith in the future, having faith in knowing that your day-to-day efforts are worthwhile. It is, like I had said earlier, it's going to all add up. So, I love that I'm seeing the lover energy really backed here by strength, and the energy of this lion looking forward, and the union. Look at that sacred union. It's knowing that, when I love myself, when I'm able to take care of myself, when I can show up for myself, then I can show up for others, and others will be willing and able to show up for me. It's that balance again. And so there's a lot of this sort of self-love and reflection, appreciation of yourself, and really being able, it's like an up leveling that I'm seeing big time, Virgo, and really having this huge, like almost whole new perspective, like wholeness, a whole new perspective of wholeness, and fulfillment, and being able to see life in that really unified way. And I love that for you, Virgo. So with the strength here again, being brought into your awareness, it's really knowing that, almost like if there are some goals that you've really diligently been working toward, like the end is nigh, you're almost there. Okay. So what you might need to revisit this Mercury retrograde, Two of Wands, that future vision. There's a lot of this energy and the balance here, and the aspects of the self, future direction with the Two of Wands, that future vision. Wands being the element of fire, so there's some life force, there's passion, possibly a focus on partnership, what you feel you need for yourself, even if it's not about somebody specifically. It's, this Mercury retrograde will definitely open up and create balance and harmony in yourself, and like, oh, okay, yeah, I do feel ready, or I do feel like, yeah, that this is that type of person, or I am this type of person that, that deserves to be in that sort of relationship, stuff like that. So as a revisitation, now that you've had this growth, now that you've had this up leveling, it's going to give a much clearer perspective on the fact that, yeah, having that kind of relationship, having that kind of a life, even because Wands is passion and life force. So outside of course, domestic partnership, whatever, all due respect, of course. It's about passion, what you're passionate about in life, and just your own sort of what you're looking forward to overall, that bigger vision, of day-to-day fulfillment and satisfaction in totality. Okay, so having that space to really reevaluate your direction, your trajectory, in terms of what that vision looks like. So where you are now, does that vision still add up? Are you and where are you in that vision heading toward, in that direction, and so forth? And like I said, I do feel that it's getting closer. So advice for a smooth Mercury retrograde. 10 of Wands. I'm hearing put down the burdens. The 10 of Wands, I'm getting family conflicts as well, potentially, because 10 is that energy of family, household, that sort of thing. Wands being the fire, have faith that things will work themselves out. What's not your burden to carry, especially spiritually, karmically anymore, even if it is your family members and loved ones, that's where having that faith, and this is flight here, let it go, fly high, take the high road, let them deal with their stresses and their burdens, and just trust again, have faith in knowing, when we give people that space and we allow them that room to change, we allow them that room to grow. Sometimes it does mean walking away, heading just toward love in your own direction, being your own best friend, showing up for yourself, right? Trusting that and knowing, okay, I'm just gonna, let you sort out. It gives them that perspective to figure out their own, 2020 vision, so to speak. Right? So again, advice for a smooth Mercury retrograde with this energy of burdens, let's put it down. Realize where you don't have to engage. It's like you may have been able to take on challenges before, just plow through it, but lessons learned, got kind of scraped up by some thorns. You know better by now what's you can really manage and what's worthwhile. And now that you've grown wings, you can just fly over that stuff, okay? So, what sort of breaker downtime is your soul craving this Mercury retrograde? Temperance. Yeah. Yep. Okay, baby. So, with temperance sweeping in, the heron is a symbol of integrity. Okay, so it's knowing again, like I said, you can have compassion and being like, I'm holding space for you. I honor, the struggles that you're going through, and I really wish that I could do something to help. Right now, there are things that I have to be responsible for. I have to be responsible for myself. I have to show up for myself, and I just cannot afford to take on those burdens because they're really not yours to take on. They're not yours. So it's about, I feel, just weighing out with the temperance, measuring and weighing what's really your stuff, what you really want to have part of your day-to-day experience. Do you want, you know what I mean? What do you want to have? And it's not all bad. It's not all bad, because fire with wands, there's creative stuff, there's passion that's involved, there's all kinds of potential, but it's about not getting caught up in only the potential of a situation, only the potential of a person, only the potential of a dream, only the potential of a direction. We have to make a choice and get those tracks laid so we have, we can go for it. Otherwise, we stagnate in this, right? And you become that. So the temperance again, what type of breakdown time? Realizing that now is the time to maybe just be lighter and allowing for your hard work and efforts to pay off for you. Take a break and let all the other people and places and stuff that need to kind of sort out their stuff be sorted out. It's not your burden. It's not your responsibility. Let it go. Self-discipline. Stop yourself. Stop. Fly high and be the way. Show the way. Hold that integrity, So with all that being said, beautiful Virgo, if you'd like to explore these messages deeper with the Mercury retrograde reading of your own, please don't hesitate to follow the link in our bio, or rather check out the link in our bio, or visit usgirlonhermoon.com. So have a beautiful Mercury retrograde and take care. Thanks so much.